Hello, hello, Texas Teacher here once again, this time bringing you another Teacher Reviews Games. This time the game is For Honor. Now, let me go ahead and say I did not play it on day one. I have only started, today is Monday the 20th. I played it Saturday. So, I don't know from a day one perspective how well it went, but I know from how I played the other day. Now, there's going to be some good, there's going to be some bad, and at the end I'm going to tell you whether it's worth it or not. Now, for those of you who don't understand the story behind it, you've got three factions: the samurai, the knights, and the Vikings. They were brought together, they're fighting over resources. It's basically and they're being kind of prodded along by a third or by a fourth party who is intent on keeping them fighting. Now, that being said, I have played a little bit of the story. I played much more of the multiplayer. From a multiplayer side, the game is fun. The mechanics, the blocking, and everything you would think would be a little bit over complex, I guess you would say. I don't find that to be the case. I think they have done a really good job on it. I think that it is pretty much spot on as far as combat wise. However, my problem with multiplayer is this. There's two things. One, there are times where the servers suck, and that is something that's going to be fixed as we go on, but you have multiple times you have network errors, and that's just not that fun. Especially because when there's a network error or whenever somebody leaves a match, it freezes it for everybody, and then you got the little spinning thing, and then either a bot comes in to replace it or another person. And that's irritating. But to me, the biggest flaw in multiplayer, matchmaking. A starting player may be put against a player who is already prestiged. And as I have said this before, this game is not like Call of Duty in terms of player leveling up. When a player levels up in Call of Duty, they unlock things that make their gun more effective. Yes. However, any bullet to the head will eventually kill. You don't have to have a gun that souped up. But in For Honor, when you've got somebody who's got an insanely good armor, weapon, whatever, and it does affect the stats, and it does affect how good they are in battle, that's not fair to a start-off player. But, just like I said, take good, take the bad. The good aspects of it, the customization aspect, is freaking amazing. I love it. The fact that everything you do has choices, but more than, there's nothing that boosts everything. There's always a drawback. I have not found any heroic skins yet. I have not found any better than common's what I've got so far. As far as weapon pieces, armor pieces, I've got a level 3, and I think that's the best I've done thus far, but that's not bad. As far as my favorite faction, I would have to go with the Samurai, even though right now I've got the Knight Sword for the purposes of the thumbnail for this video. By the way, if you ever want this, want one like this, Cold Steel produces these, and they're for sale on Amazon. But back to For Honor. As far as the single player goes, I have played the Knight story so far. Have not got to the Vikings or the Samurai yet. What I've played so far is not that tedious. There is some running around different maps. There are breakables you can get, and it tells you how many are on each level. There's a trophy for getting all the breakables. There's viewables, which you go up to, press L1, and you can look at something. And it gives you a little bit of lore and stuff like that. But so far, the story's pretty good. It's short. To me, it seems like it's a lot better to go in, play the single player, and it gives you the different mechanics that you need to move on successfully in multiplayer. Now, multiplayer game modes, because there are a few that I honestly have not gotten to touch yet. There are the one-person duels and the 2v2 duels that I showed off on earlier videos on my channel. There are There's the Dominion or whatever, which is basically just an all-out war. You got NPC soldiers in the middle route. And it's the same as I showed on my videos. There is the elimination. I believe I played an elimination on my channel. I cannot remember if I did or not. But there's also a skirmish mode that I honestly did not know about until I started playing on Saturday. So that is a mode that you have to get to 1,000 points. There's NPCs, but it's a lot more deathmatch than Dominion. It's not capture the points like some of the others are. It's pretty fun. Like I said, to be honest, my only complaint thus far is I know I read it somewhere that what you did in the beta could carry over to the main game. That's horseshit. This is the third time I'm starting over, and that's getting irritating, especially because the first time I had some really good stuff on my Samurai, and then the open beta started, and that's okay. I restarted then and got my Samurai up even higher. This is the third time I'm working on my damn Samurai, and God, at least this time it's going to stay. But like what my brother did on his video for the Vikings, that's all gone. We got to redo that, which is really annoying because he really did. He started getting a good setup for his Viking. And if you have not seen that video yet, I really encourage you to do so. Excuse me. But overall, the game. For Honor to me is a very good game. Ubisoft, to me, has a track record with things like Rainbow Six Siege of adding a bunch of stuff down the road, and not only doing that, they add it for free. So I'm really looking forward to some new maps. I'm looking forward to some new modes. I'm looking forward to new customization. I'm looking forward to new characters. I think this is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to see where this game is, but it is fun. It may irritate you from time to time when it's a little bit unfair, but to be honest, it's about adapting. And there was a player that I went up against the other day, level 16. I think at that point I was level 3. Big difference in gear. And when I found a part of the map that was higher up than where he was standing, and I jumped down and basically cut him in half, yeah, I kind of woke people in the house by screaming. So, yeah, it happens. This game is great right now. I think it's fun. It will definitely suck away time out because you'll be playing it and another match, another match, another match. And there's small critiques, but they're critiques that I have no doubt will be addressed very quickly by Ubisoft. They are fairly good at taking care of stuff wrong with their games. And I see this being something that I play for a very long time. So, do I recommend it? Hell yes. Go out, pick up For Honor, buy the regular game. There's not a whole lot of point in buying Deluxe or Gold or etc. Don't buy that. So companies will stop making that, please. This has been the Texas Teacher. Class is dismissed. Why aren't you playing For Honor?